I got to be honest, I'm not feeling Redfall after IGN demoed the co-op. Now, I understand that IGN and the people there don't know how to play a video game. I'm not talking about their performance while they play the game. I'm talking about the way the game looked and the idea that it's essentially what they said it wasn't. And that looks like a Back 4 Blood or a Left 4 Dead clone. Now, this is the Japanese trailer for Redfall, and I liked this quite a bit. There's almost this sort of anime/cartoon showcasing the character who uses telekinesis to create some sort of powerful blast out of an umbrella. I'm not sure why she uses an umbrella, but I thought it looked cool, and it highlights what I hope looks like single-player gameplay. And what I've noticed was there's such a stark difference between this gameplay shown here, which I'm assuming is single-player, and then when we get to IGN's co-op gameplay, it almost looks like we're going from a this generation or an early this generation game to a late generation Xbox 360 game. I'm not sure if the graphics scale down while you're in co-op. I don't know what that is, but it just doesn't look very good to me. So right here, check out the gameplay. The city looks almost alive. The graphics are highly stylized. The lighting looks really good. The particle effects, it almost at times looks like Ghostwire Tokyo if you played that. There's even that part where she does the moves with her hands, and that's essentially the gameplay from Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm not sure if it's going to play like that. I hope it doesn't, because that's just a string of missions that are sort of just strung together. There's not much in terms of a story that pulls you in, but they said that this is a game built around single player that can be played then co-op. And I noticed, and the reason I wanted to make this video is there's such a stark difference in everything. Take a look at all of this footage, and then once we get to IGN's footage, and you're seeing that here, it almost looks like a different game. There's less detail, there's less going on, the environments are flat, there's nothing alive in the world other than just you and the 3 other people, and just 1 or 2 vampires coming at you, and you're working together to kill them, and then you get to one big boss and you work together to kill that big boss, and you loot and you upgrade. It just looks so much different from what is shown here that I'm hoping that the single player is actually one that's built around giving people who want that single player experience from these IPs, because that's my fear, that Microsoft is going all in on this subscription service thing, and in order to keep people coming back, you've got to give them this sort of multiplayer co-op experience, and I'm afraid that single player is going to suffer, and it's just going to be this tacked on thing, and I'm hoping that that isn't the case. So look, I realize that this game hasn't come out yet, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying, as somebody who's been playing video games for a long time, I go back and forth between multiple consoles. I'm not judging what Xbox does based on what PlayStation is doing, or what PlayStation does based on what Xbox is doing. I'm just saying that it seems like they're all in on this multiplayer co-op-esque type of inclusion when it comes to everything that they're doing and creating. And I just want to make sure that to them, single player isn't just this afterthought. And the reason why I keep saying that is because with this game in particular, they made a point of saying that it is built around single player and story, just like all of their other games that weren't co-op. They were story-driven games, and they were very, very good and well received. I want to make sure that it doesn't devolve into this, well, it's not really what you should have expected, because I could see that happening, the game coming out, getting mediocre reviews, the single player being really not that great, and people just rushing to say, well, you shouldn't have expected a really good single-player experience because that's not what they do, and this was clearly a co-op game. That's not what they said. That's not what they're saying. What would put all of these fears to rest when it comes to the single-player is if they actually showed an actual run-through of, say, a mission in single-player from the beginning all the way through its evolution, the story beats, the people that you're meeting and talking to, and the things that you're doing from a single-player perspective. If they showed all of that, maybe I'd be less hesitant to jump on board and be excited about this. And the fact that they really haven't shown all of that, they showed a little bit, but they haven't shown a really meaty single player portion, the way that you would expect of a game and a developer saying that the game is built around single player. I think that is something that makes me a little bit nervous as well. But let me know what you think after seeing this IGN footage of the co-op and then looking at this Japanese trailer, which in my opinion looks so much better than what was shown of the co-op. Even graphically, it's night and day difference. And I am assuming that that footage, that Japanese trailer, was single player because it's one person going through a level playing, and it does look like it's built around a story. Again, a little bit nervous. Am I on? Am I off with this? Let me know in the comment section below. Think about liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.